So you are getting bombarded with lots of data. That each of these skills are not just theory, they are very practical, very useful in industry. That is what this skill is about. Lots of certifications are available there. And I would strongly suggest you to please make sure that if you are looking for a very high salary package, then this also uplifts that. That will give you a very clear-cut idea about what should be done and what insights to draw from it. Hey friends, so how are you? I hope you're doing great. So friends, today I have brought before you a very in-demand topic, a topic that almost every student has been waiting for. So the topic that we are going to talk about today is a complete roadmap that you should have for data science. If you want to proceed in the data science field, what should be the step-by-step roadmap that you can follow? So friends, my name is Aditya Jain and I have done my master's from IIT Bombay in actually the field of data science itself. I have even worked as a data scientist. I have even upskilled people in data science, and I have actually made sure that whatever guidance I share is very practical. So with all this backup, I am here in front of you to share a roadmap that according to me will help you get ahead in the field of data science. So without any further ado, let's start. First of all, why to even choose data science, correct? Like even before we plan to proceed, why do we need to do it? That should be very clear. So first of all, it is very high in demand. Okay, as you know, almost every company nowadays is looking to upgrade themselves to the field of data science. No matter which industry, be it healthcare industry, be it finance industry, every industry now wants to have a data science department so that they can further optimize the problem that they are trying to solve. It is having diverse opportunities. As I said, you have analytics role, you have roles in healthcare domain, finance domain, e-commerce domain. Every competitor nowadays is looking for this skill. Rewarding salaries, as I told you, the more it is in demand, the more people are ready to pay for it, right? Because it is solving them a very big problem. So it is generating a lot of profit for various companies, and that's why it is very much in demand. So please make sure that if you are looking for a very high salary package, then this also uplifts that. This also backups your plan. Okay, future proof, not just salary, because there are lots of field which can give you salary, but you might not be having a long career in that. Okay, but it is future proof as well. So whatever skills you are learning will stay with you for lifelong. Whatever skills you are learning will help you make great progress even in future. Okay, so whatever you are learning is very important and very much relevant to the industry requirements, which is also providing you a guarantee of future use case. Moving on, what are the foundational skills that are required? Because as you know, with every skill, with every profession, there are lots of knowledge that one should have in order to proceed in that field. The first skill is statistics and probability. Okay, now if you are looking to get into the field of data science or data analytics for that matter, probability and statistics is a mandatory skill to have. Okay, there are lots of interesting resources available you can check out. Okay, according to me, it is very important because lots of problems that we deal are probabilistic in nature. Okay, they do not have a definite outcome. We should be able to gauge what is the probability of this event being a success event. For example, if marketing team is planning a campaign, they should be aware what are the probabilities that it would be a successful campaign and that it would lead to a conversion. So that thing. Programming, as I have always mentioned, if you want to do anything in today's world, programming is your bread and butter. It is very important life skill. Python programming, R programming, and SQL. These are the mandatory. Even R and Python are alternatives, I would say, but SQL and Python is a mandatory skill to have. Data manipulation. So you are getting bombarded with lots of data, but you should have skills like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn to perform analysis and to visualize the data that you are having. The skills like Excel and Tableau also help you get a sense of the data that you have so that you can make the best out of whatever is available. So these skills are mandatory if you want to further analyze and visualize the data. Then data visualization, as I have already told you, Power BI, Tableau, Seaborn, Matplotlib. These are some libraries and tools that you should be having knowledge of for having data visualization. Because when you are talking about a large amount of data, you should be able to visualize it. You cannot go through millions of rows. But if I give you a line chart about how the sales are performing, that will give you a very clear-cut idea about what should be done and what insights to draw from it. Okay, so moving on, the advanced skills that one should have. Okay, so previous one were fundamental, like you should have, those are the basics, but the advanced skills is machine learning, ML. Here comes your supervised, unsupervised and reinforcement type of learning. Okay, these are the three broad categories. This can be further bifurcated into classification, regression. Okay, so predictive analysis, you can talk about this. Deep learning, where you deal with neural networks, artificial neural networks, convolutional neural networks, CNN, RNN, ILSTM, long short-term memory. Okay, big data tools, Hadoop, Spark. So whenever you are working with a very large scale data, you should be able to handle such a data. You should be able to query such data. So whenever you are dealing with a high quantity data, you should have such tools handy. Okay, then cloud platforms. So you have Amazon Web Services, AWS, you have Azure by Microsoft, you have Google Cloud Platform by Google. So all these three companies are working in this domain, and it is very important for you to at least know one of these cloud computing way, cloud storage, cloud retrieval, so that you can work with large data, that too in a distributed system fashion. So these are some advanced skills that you should have knowledge on. Moving ahead, the real world application. As I told you that each of these skills are not just theory, they are very practical, very useful in industry. So you can do predictive analysis, like forecasting the sales, how much inventory you should have on a particular day. Okay, what is the usual number of days for which your inventory would last, when you should order new items, what is the sales figure, so that you can plan your salaries account accordingly. Okay, so lots of analysis goes into here. It is very very famous in financial markets as well. When you are trying to predict the behavior of a particular stock, this is the skill you should have. Natural language processing, NLP, chatbots, language models. ChatGPT, my dear friends, ChatGPT is based on this field. Okay, so whenever you want to communicate with a machine in a human understandable manner, that's where NLP comes into picture, natural language processing. So whenever you go to a bank, they have this chatbot which tries to understand your queries and tries to help you. The ChatGPT is where it belongs. Computer vision. Okay, so computer vision deals with recognizing objects. Okay, so lots of applications nowadays. Okay, if you want to understand whether the given image is a dog or a cat, so this is like a classification problem, and this goes to object recognition as well. Okay, if you want to understand a human person, if you want to build a face recognition format, okay, a tool which helps you detect human being in a variety of objects, so such type of things can be done by computer vision. Lots of things have been being done for a traffic management system, for signal braking system. Okay, then you have health tech. Okay, health tech means combination of healthcare and technology. Here you have personalized medicine and disease predictions. So lots of tools like this smartwatch, right, which continuously keep detecting your behavior, your response, okay, your stimuli, and on the basis of that, it links to a IoT device, Internet of Things combines here, and then it gives you a proper dosage, proper suggestions, proper prescription, so that you can visit a doctor and you can early on detect the disease even before it has happened. Okay, so very, very important nowadays. Moving on, the academic pathway that it will open for you. So not just practical implementation, not just knowledge, the academic side of it. Like if you're very much interested into the research work, it opens lots of doors for you. Okay, so undergraduate subjects. Okay, so in undergraduate you can focus on building algorithm knowledge, machine learning knowledge, and strong mathematics. So probability, statistics, maths, the core maths, very much useful in the entire data science field. Okay, data science is a lot of maths. So one of the prerequisite is that you should be enjoying maths, you should be interested in doing maths if you want to be in this field. Okay, internships, very real world exposure you will get. You will be going to actual a working company. You will be a part of a very sophisticated team which solves very big problems, very practical problems. You will learn to be a part of such a big cycle. You will be a part, integral part in decision making. You will play an important role for end-to-end deliverables, handling time management, deadlines, submitting the project as per the client's requirement. Lots of skills you will learn. Certifications, there are these platforms: Coursera, edX, DataCamp. Okay, lots of certifications are available there, but I would strongly suggest you go with a person who you feel more relatable with. Okay, sometimes these are very professional, but if you feel very comfortable with someone whom you can relate to, so go and learn from them. But please learn in some form or fashion. Please have certifications in some form or fashion, as that will help you understand how it is to learn and apply these skills. At the same time, it will give you an authentication. It will help people understand the value of your skill. And finally, postgraduate. So I have done MTech, as I mentioned. I have done MTech in computer science, okay, from IIT Bombay, and my specialization was in NLP, natural language processing. Okay, so you have lots of specialized diplomas. You have MTech field where you can actually contribute and learn a lot by using these skills. Okay, moving on, the challenges and how to overcome them. So with every big aim comes lots of challenges. Okay, so I will be sharing few challenges with you and the ways that you can overcome them. Okay, the first one is complexity of algorithms. So as you are going ahead in your career, you will be getting faced with very difficult, with very complex problems. And that's why it's very important for you to break down that big problem into smaller chunks of problem, so that you can solve those small chunks and finally solve the big problem. It's called divide and conquer approach. Okay, high competition. Okay, so as you know, the competition is very, very huge, because almost everyone wants to get into the field of data science. So that's why build projects that are very unique, okay, that are very eye-catching, that are actually solving real life problems, so that the recruiters can differentiate and can understand the thing that you bring onto the table, how you can contribute to the firm. Okay, so please make sure that you build very unique set of projects. Data privacy laws. Okay, so just stay updated and be on ethics. Okay, जो भी ethical requirements, whatever ethical requirements are there, you should be updated on it, so that whenever you are using these tools, you are not breaching any requirement or specifications. Rapid tech changes. The world is moving faster than ever, my dear friends. A skill you have learned around 6 to 7 years back might not be that relevant today, because the world is changing faster than ever. Imagine ChatGPT came and so many variants came. The entire industry is now running on a different landscape. Okay, so the world is changing very, very fast. And that's why it's a big challenge for you. But at the same time, if you have the right attitude, the attitude to be a lifelong learner, the attitude to keep learning no matter what, this will differentiate you from the herd. This will differentiate you from the rest. Okay, so commit to lifelong learning. Make sure that you're always contributing, learning, you're always having a learning mindset. This will help you always stay relevant in the industry. Okay, so moving on to the key tools and technologies. So as I've told you, the requirements, the use cases, but what are the various skills that you should have to actually get into this field? Okay, so you will have to learn Python and R. Okay, so whenever there is a required for performing analysis, lots of libraries that I mentioned earlier, matplotlib, seaborn, numpy, pandas, all are based on Python. So you should have a very good knowledge of Python and R programming. If you don't have, that's also fine, but start learning. It's never too late. Start learning, start applying these skills in day-to-day work. Okay, Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is like an online IDE. You have Google Colab Notebook as well. So whenever you want to run your code, okay, you have to have a compiler. So other programming languages have a very static compiler, but here you have notebooks where you can write one line and can execute that one line. Okay, so it is a very good tool to master. So please use Jupyter Notebooks or Google Colab Notebook. Then SQL databases. As I've told you, SQL is a must. Structured query language. So you need the knowledge of SQL whenever you want to fetch some relevant data from the database. Okay, so have good amount of knowledge about SQL, how to retrieve data efficiently, how to work with the queries, how to write efficient queries, how to fetch the relevant data. These skills are mandatory. And then scikit-learn and TensorFlow. So whenever you are going into the advanced implementation of machine learning, deep learning, artificial intelligence, natural language processing, so scikit-learn and TensorFlow would be the things that you should rely on. Okay, so moving on to some more ideas that I would like to discuss. So building a portfolio. Okay, it's like building a resume with your work. Okay, so capstone projects focus on innovative ideas. Okay, the idea need not be very groundbreaking, it need not be transforming the entire landscape, but it should solve a very realistic problem, no matter how small that problem is, but it should be a solution to a problem. That's where your use case and analysis comes into picture. Then Kaggle competitions. If you haven't explored yet, Kaggle is a very good platform. Whenever you have to participate in some good competitions on data science field, machine learning field, lots of good companies actually host competitions. In fact, if you really perform good in such competitions, they also give you a hiring chance. They give you a chance to get hired by appearing in some interviews. A very practical way to get hired by real good companies. Okay, at the same time, you can showcase these projects in your interviews that you have worked on this Kaggle competition. It is very renowned in the data science community. Okay, blog writing, share knowledge, enhance your understanding, discuss with relevant people who are of your mindset. You will really get to learn a lot from them as well, and you will also be able to share your knowledge with them. So it would be a very good interaction where both you and the other person on the side will also get to learn a lot. Okay, so definitely do some writing work where you share your knowledge and experiences with others. And finally, GitHub repository. Okay, so GitHub is like, I would say, a mandatory thing for a programmer, especially if you are from the developer side. If you are backend developer, front end developer, web developer, it is a mandatory thing for you, because people actually ask for your GitHub repository. Repository means it's kind of a folder, an online folder where you display all your work, all the code that you have written, all the open source projects that you have contributed to. So that all goes into the GitHub repository. So definitely this should be on your side whenever you are planning to proceed in the career of data science. Okay, moving on, the career opportunities for the upcoming year. So I'm talking about the future. Okay, whenever you are learning something, it's for the future. How will this help me in present and future? So this is what it's going to be in the future. Okay, data analyst. Lots of companies keep looking and will keep looking for data analysts who can analyze their data. For this, you should have knowledge of SQL, Python, NumPy, Pandas, probability and statistics, hypothesis testing. Okay, lots of good courses are available. Go and check out, learn from the industry experts. Okay, data scientist. So here, advanced data modeling. Okay, how does data work? How to model data, that you'll have to understand. AI specialist, very high in demand. Almost every company is entering the AI field. No matter what the domain is, all of them are now become AI experts. Okay, business intelligence or BI developer, dashboards creation. Okay, so business intelligence is right, showing the business information in a very easy to understand and very relevant manner. Because if you are talking to high end people, if you're talking to high management people, you cannot show them a query, you cannot show them a table, you have to show them trends, the bar graph, the scatter plot. So how you can show and how well you can show information in a diagrammatic fashion, that is what this skill is about. Okay, finally, I would like to share one action plan with you, because it should not happen that I have given you so much knowledge but you don't know what to do next. So that's why this is the action plan that I have brought for you. Okay, dedicated time to self-learning resources. You should have a dedicated amount of time throughout the day or a week that you would dedicate to your upskill. You will learn skills that you don't know, and whatever skills I have mentioned today, you will learn them. Okay, network with professionals through LinkedIn. I have also brought a very detailed video on LinkedIn, how you can efficiently use LinkedIn. So network with relevant people, learn from them, and try to showcase your knowledge as well. Regularly practice coding challenges. As I've told you, participate in Kaggle competitions, participate in lots of other competitions, coding challenges, where you get a chance to showcase your skills and you also get a feedback about how you have to improve further. And finally, attend tech conferences, and lots of amazing conferences are happening. Lots of amazing meetups and events are happening. Try to be a part of it so that you can interact with the like-minded people. Finally, my conclusion would be the roadmap that I have told you. It is very, very important. You have to be very, very, very persistent. You have to be very, very consistent with your skills and efforts. So with that, my dear friends, this was the roadmap that I wanted to share with you, which if I would have started my data science career now, I would have followed these steps. So with this, my name is Aditya Jain and I wish you all the very best for your career ahead. Goodbye, take care.